How are you? So today I'm going to show you how I make my chicken broccoli casserole out on the trail. I'm going to show you this part of the video, just how I pack it in the bags, and then we'll film it hopefully out on the trail, and it will turn out to be an excellent meal. So first off, I really like to eat, and I like to eat a lot. So when I'm out on the trail, I'm backpacking, I'm canoeing, so I'm working hard and I'm burning lots of calories, and I want lots of calories. So this meal, the way I make it, will fill this pot. So it's roughly a 3-pound pot. 3-cup pot, I believe. I've had people come with me and they can't eat the portion size that I do. So thankfully I'm blessed with the ability to eat a lot, but it'll fill that pot. So if that's too much food you think for yourself, or just enough for 2 people, then you can reduce the amounts down. And you'll see that I'm not very specific, in particular when I do my measurements. It's basically, it all fits in a sandwich bag. A sandwich Ziploc bag is what we're going for. I usually eat it out of this pot, which is my bigger pot. It'll fill it roughly a half to 2/3 full for my meal. And I'll measure those pots maybe for another video. Also, most of my meals will require 3 pots to work with. You'll have to transfer. It is a bunch of work on the trail, but man, it's good eating. When you've been out in the woods all day and it's supper time, and it's time to eat some food, it's really nice. So I use my 3 pots to make the meals here, and they nest in amongst each other. So as far as 1-pot meals, there may be a couple of those that I do videos of, but you know, most of my meals are going to take 2 to 3 pots to make them. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to list all the ingredients. We'll list them as we go. So as I said, I start with my Ziploc bag, and then the meal needs a base. So the base of the chicken broccoli casserole is either pasta, which I have here, which is elbow macaroni, which I got from Walmart. It's just great value, elbow macaroni. And the reason I like elbow macaroni is because it cooks up faster, and it doesn't retain a lot of water, so it's good. So you can also use instant rice for this, and I do like that, but I prefer the pasta with this meal. So that's what I'll be packing for the trip. So I'll move that out of the way. The next thing, you need some dehydrated chicken. So this is ground turkey, actually. So I guess it's technically is turkey broccoli casserole. So I dehydrate all of my food myself, my dehydrator. So this is available at Walmart. 3 chubs of lean ground turkey. So it's 4 chubs. So it's 4 pounds for $10. A great deal, and it does a really good job of this and tastes good too. And you may see that in some more of my videos. So everything is designed to pack into this bag. So this bag is going to be full at the end. So you portion it out based on that. So if you like it a little bit lighter, you know, you'd have less, so you'd have space left. And you'll see at the end I'll be struggling to close this bag. So you need broccoli for turkey broccoli casserole. So in here you can see I've got just a pinch of dehydrated onions that I did myself, and some large broccoli florets. I dehydrate those right from frozen. I put them right on the tray and do them that way. Usually do a whole bag at a time. However, big florets that are dehydrated do not compress very well, so maybe we'll get my daughter Ada over here. She can stomp on them and see if she can get them down in the bag to compress it. And that's that. So the other item that you need is cream of chicken soup. So this is a full can of dehydrated cream of chicken soup. So I always use the low fat because fat doesn't dehydrate very well. Now I have taken cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup that was regular fat, just the regular product, but the low fat does a much better job. It's much drier. You can see it's dry. And I've powdered that in the food processor, so my wife has a ninja thing that makes it an awful racket, but we cranked it all up and chopped it all up. So that's the soup base, so that's what makes your flavor for your broccoli chicken casserole. So as you can see, I got a full bag here. So it's all in there. So I always try to get the extra air out if I can, so I start my zipper seal. Because I'm out canoeing, it's very important that I don't get any water in my food, so no moisture at all. So if I dump the canoe or something unfortunate like that, I want to make sure that I still have food for the week. So everything is packaged in individual bags, helps keep things separate and from getting messy, and helps protect them from water. So even if water got in and maybe got into my pasta, woohoo! It did the zipper seal. Look at that action photo. The other bags will help protect the meal. And the last item is, work this time? It's like Dairy Queen. They turn it upside down. And I'm here in Canada, so all my stuff is coming from Canadian stores, so you have other stores if you're in the US or other places that you can get stuff. So these are croutons, which is the crown jewel of this dish. So I put them in a separate bag because the broccoli, that doesn't compress and it just won't fit in a single bag. So these are lightly buttered sourdough style croutons. So there they are there. They're excellent and they really add to this meal. So I'll take some videos out on the trail and hopefully we can get some good shots of making it on the trail so you can see how that works on the trail. And hopefully it'll be an excellent meal and I'll be licking my lips and rubbing my belly on how good it really is. Alright, here we are on the trail. We're at beautiful Oakland Lake. It's been a windy day. We're going to be making broccoli chicken casserole. So you saw me pack everything up before. There's the croutons for the top. So it's time to rehydrate our stuff. So there's our sauce. There's our broccoli. There's our chicken. And here's our pasta. So we're going to use the small pot here to rehydrate stuff. There's the chicken. I'll just put that in there. I'm going to put the broccoli in with it. I'm just going to cover it with just enough water to cover it so that it will rehydrate. So the sooner you can do this, the better the meal will turn out. If you can let this sit rehydrating for an hour before you start to cook, your meal will turn out way better than if you rush it. You can do it with less time. See the broccoli in there? Give it a generous amount because it will absorb quite a bit. There we go, in there. Put the cover on it so when Aaron kicks it, it won't go everywhere. And we're just going to let it set for probably an hour or so before we come back and do some more cooking. And as always, I use filtered water. I just finished filtering this with my Sawyer system. And there we go. Ready to wait. Okay, we've got stuff rehydrated here. That's the wrong pot. Where'd my food go? So there's the broccoli and the ground chicken that I did this time. That's actually ground turkey. So I'm going to bring that to a boil to make it hot. And to make Aaron jealous because it smells so good. While that's happening, I'm going to take my noodles, my pasta noodles. I'll put them into my big pot and I'll cover them with water for cooking. So you can see that alright. It's a windy day and the smoke is blowing everywhere. So pasta absorbs quite a bit of water, so you need enough to boil it. Filtered water, of course. So another thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to put my sauce, after I get the soot out from the campfire, I'm going to put my sauce in this pot, ready to roll. And I'm going to use excess water. I'm going to drain off water to make my sauce. See that there? Woo-hoo! Hopefully you can see all that good stuff. So because there's not a lot of water in the pots, things boil quite a bit quicker. And if you don't have a few dead pine needles in it, it's really, you missed an opportunity. That's right, Aaron's agreeing with me. You missed an opportunity for something real special. Maybe I should put a few in. Okay, so I brought the vegetables and the chicken to a boil here. They've been rehydrating for what, a couple hours? Well, roughly 2 hours, because we had time. Don't always have that time. So that's been made hot, so now I'm going to put my pasta on, and I'll bring that to a boil as well. So there's the pasta. We'll bring that to a boil. It's going to take a bit of time, so we won't waste our time watching the pot sit there. Okay, so the pasta is boiling. So now we just need to let it cook. The water from the lake that we filtered is quite cold, almost fridge cold, when you drink it. So, so you're battling against that cold water as well. And you cook your pasta just like any other time you'd cook pasta without throwing it on the ground. I usually stir it a little bit to keep it from sticking. I usually try 1 or 2 pieces just to make sure, because not cooked pasta is not very good. Is it, Aaron?
No.
Not very good. The verdict is in. Not cooked pasta. Nevada good.
Yeah.
We're quite the French connoisseurs. You can use any elbow macaroni for this. You can use a Kraft Dinner if you wanted to, or buy it from some bulk source. Or so as soon as these noodles are cooked, I'm going to put the chicken and the broccoli back on to make them hot again, because you want your meal hot at the end. And then I'm going to start making the sauce, which is the trickiest part. You've got to kind of babysit it, and you got to add water and all that. You got to play with it to get it to turn out. That's just about done. Just another short period of time. We'll let that go. There she's bubbling up over again. Woohoo! Look at that steam. Okay, we'll say the pasta is done. We'll set that down. We'll bring this to a boil again, which shouldn't take very long because it's already hot in the pot. You notice I keep the lids on stuff, and that helps retain the heat. And I don't want to waste this water if I don't have to. So we got starchy water in the pasta. We've got flavored water with the chicken and the broccoli in here. So we want to use that water to make our sauce. Try to keep those flavors in the dish as best we can. So we're boiling again. Just give that a little stir. Again, the wind causes havoc. Look at that. Yummy. Yummy. It's going to be good stuff. Boys, that wind is troublesome. Cooking in the wind. If only we're at home. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off so I don't make a mess. Now I'm going to drain this into my saucepan. Now, nothing wrecks a meal better than putting too much water in it. So err on the side of caution. You can always add more water, but it's hard to take it out. You've got to condense it over the stove, and it can be quite challenging to do. Alright, so making the sauce, like I said, requires some playing. So you want low heat for the sauce, and you're going to take your cooking utensil and you're going to keep kind of patting it, trying to break it up. So it won't come back 100%, but it'll come back pretty good. So it'll be a little bit chunky. You'll have all the flavor with maybe not quite the creamy texture. So hopefully you can see that. The wind is blowing the camera all around. You probably think you're in a time warp. You might have vertigo after watching this. And if you can see that, it's starting to kind of break up. But I need more water. So I'll make sure I get everything out of here. Another thing that I have to play with sometimes is the temperature. When it's windy like this, you need more power. Sometimes if the sauce is stubborn, I'll let it set in the hot water for a little bit, and then I'll bring it back to a boil. And you'll see that this is gonna, you can see the bubble starting to form there now. Thankfully, we'll get some soot from the fire in it. I should be stirring it with a piece of charred up wood, probably. Yummy. it needs to be able to keep a continuous kind of boil to get it to condense, get it to break down, and get it to thicken. It's still quite thin yet, so I want to thicken it up. When it's finished, best case scenario, you can get it quite smooth. Most of the time it's kind of mealy, like alright, the battery died at the worst time when I was making the sauce, so I'm not sure how much of that we missed. We're recording again, great. So you can see that's kind of thick. I'm going to thin it just a little bit more. So I've got some bleed water. Got some water to drain from the pasta. I'm going to condense it just one more time. It will taste fine the way it is right now, but I do like to play with it and try to get it as best I can. I break it up. I use a spoon to eat and cook with. I tend to break it up with the back of my spoon, and I like to tip it around on the flame to help control the heat as well. Little tricks I've learned. Making gravy is very similar. Stir constantly, watch your heat, yada yada. That's about the consistency I'm looking for right there. That's what we're looking at. Again, it's a little bit grainy. I'm going to drain my pasta. I'm going to drain it in a spot where, oh, my spoon fell in. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. There's my cooked pasta. I take my chicken and the broccoli, dump that in. There's extra smoke coming my way, so I put that in there. Then I take the sauce and pour in my cream of chicken soup. Try to get it all in there. Right, and then you mix it all in together. So you got your soup, your chicken, turkey in my case here, the broccoli, all together into like a casserole, chicken broccoli casserole. And then the crowning touch is these little bad boys right here, croutons. Put them on top for a crunch. Sourdough croutons finishes the meal off. There we go. One meal complete.